here we go. What's going on, guys? So as you saw in those clips, unfortunately the day at the track wasn't as I expected. I knew it was going to be one of two things: either it was going to be really successful or it was really going to be not that great, and it turned out to be not so great. So the track is about an hour away from home, so it's in the suburbs. I decided to take a drive out because it was test and tune. So I said, you know what, instead of beating the crap out of the car on the streets, we'll bring it to the track, get some good data and make some adjustments there. The car performs really great on the street. So line it up to the first pass, did a burnout, seemed pretty decent. Get to the line, put my handbrake up for launch. Line turns green, it just jumped forward and it made a loud bang. So I was like, oh. First point, I thought it was my axles, but I've got some Raxles on there that are rated 500 wheel horsepower supposedly. So I said, okay, worst case, I'll just tow it home and I'll replace an axle with a spare I have until I get a new one. It turned out that I don't think it's the axles. Never say never, but I'll see if I can post a clip of what I was seeing under the car. So it seems as if the differential is not distributing the power properly to both axle flanges. So I have a feeling I might have grenaded the differential. The diff is actually a wave track, which they offer a lifetime warranty as long as you're the original owner with proof of purchase. So that's somewhat of good news. So today's going to be that. It's either we're going to be swapping in my spare trans, or if we're really lucky, I might have broke an axle flange. I'm hoping it's an axle flange because it's really easy to replace. But knowing how my luck has been going lately, I don't think it's going to be an axle flange. We might have to drop the trans and put in the spare. This one's actually just a stock spec VR6 trans. Which is my backup. I actually have another backup, but it's from a 1.8T. A buddy of mine, the diff blew on it, so the gear set is still good on it, so I keep it as spare gears. We'll take it from there, guys, and we'll see what we can diagnose. Got the pan all clean. Let's see what we got. Tired as shit. Alright, moment of truth, fellas. Well, so far the oil looks really clean. Still has a nice golden look to it. We'll let that finish and see what the outcome is. So it's almost towards the end of the draining of the oil here. Off the bat, first impressions, there's no metal shavings. Very, very, very minimal of a haze, which is within normal wear and tear of synchros and whatever else. So I don't know, there's no sign of catastrophic failure in here. Going back to what I was saying earlier, when I lined it up and I took off, it just went bang. I still had access to first, second, third, fourth and fifth gears, just that the car wasn't advancing, as if it wasn't transferring torque. So I guess we'll go ahead, we'll take out the driver's side axle, check the flange on that one, and if that one checks out, we'll do the same thing for the passenger side axle and flange, and see if we can start narrowing down what our issue is. So we're gonna have to tear into this further. I think I'm gonna have to continue taking out my links and see if we can wiggle the axle out. If not, I'll have to pull out the ball joint, move the wheel so that we can get more clearance to pop out the axle, and then we'll have access to the axle flange. And lo and behold, check this out, fellas. By the looks of it, the trans lives to see another day. If anybody can guess at this point what's missing, what would connect into the transmission? Obviously you need some splines, right? Whammo. So 1 and 2. Look at that. That was one and done, fellas. Holy smokes. Well, sorry trans, today's not your day. Thank you for taking care of me in desperate times, but we'll see each other another time. So I'm so happy that that's all it was. But still, holy smokes, for that to bust slate clean right off, that's impressive. I wonder what the HP, the horsepower rating is on these flanges. Because if I'm going to start snapping these like candy, we're going to have a lot of trouble. I know the track was super sticky yesterday. My shoes were getting stuck and they were like kind of slipping off my feet, but damn, that's impressive. That's one for the books. So at this point I have fresh gear oil coming in the mail from Amazon tomorrow. Some Redline MT09, which if I recall, you know what, don't quote me on it, but I think it's 7590 or 8090 grade oil. I'll update that in the comments below. But wow, that's wild. So this is also the outcome of the bolt. It's all messed up. Thankfully I have spares. This one here too is like borderline. I have one at the under the car already. I used as a tap just to clean out the threads. Unfortunately I didn't have an 8mm 1.5 pitch tap, so I carefully went in with a brand new bolt that was perfect, and I was able to torque it down to 25 Newton meters. So I'm pretty sure that the threads are all good there. Yeah, I can't get over it. It's pretty impressive. Well, at least it was just that. So let's put everything back together. So we got the axle put back in, the flange, the replacement flange is in as well, all torqued down. The flange is actually spec'd at 25 Newton meters. The axle bolts are spec'd at 59 foot-pounds in a star rotation, so those are all done. The axle nut there is a lot of ugga-duggas until you see 4 threads as per the axle's spec sheet. So that's all tight. I got my links back in on both ends. I just got the gearbox filled back up with oil. I was gonna wait for the oil on Amazon, but I'm gonna be storing the car soon shortly, so I'll put back the existing oil in until next year, and I'll top it off with brand new fluid, both engine and transmission, and take it from there. So I think we're at the point now where we could give her a start and see if we get traction on both wheels, and if we do, that's a plus. So without further ado, let's get out the keys that are in the car. Oh, it's nice and tight in here. That's my wife of yesterday. Oh, Alrighty. That's one spinning. That's two spinning. That's a good sign. Oh yeah. I got everything installed. I got gearbox oil. The axles are tight. The wheels are on. They're tight. The only thing I didn't put back yet was my skid plate, in case. So we're just gonna see if it moves on its own power, on its own weight. I put little ramps so I can roll right off and roll back on if I want to put my skid plate back. So let's see. Helps if you take the handbrake off. We're moving. And we're off. Oh yeah, boys. That moment when you're all excited and you're like, yeah, I don't have to take off my transmission. So it was a good day. Well, yesterday wasn't a good day, but today was a bit more of a better day. So hopefully tomorrow's even better. But I'll take it. So if it's just an axle flange, I'm happy with that. So that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. If you guys liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, put them in the down below. As usual, I'd appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. It would do me a big favor. And on to the next one, guys. I'm Johnny, and this is the VR6 build.